Within recent times, the operations of the South Coast Sewage Plant and its ability to function effectively have been of major concern to government and the public. Minister with responsibility for water resource management, Dr. David Eswick, recently outlined plans to address the situation during a press conference held at his ministry in Graham Hall, Christchurch, including a multi-million-dollar strategy.
I would want to, at the outset, say to residents who have had a rather difficult time, and also the businesses who have had a difficult time, that we appreciate the challenge that you have faced and you continue to face. And but I want to assure you that even though we understand the challenge, I want to assure you that we are working assiduously to attempt to resolve the necessary issues that you can have the environment that you are accustomed to. Even though maintenance has been an issue, and that's a fact, I think what is more important is that we have had some catastrophic failures that go way beyond maintenance of the plant. These catastrophic failures have affected the capacity of the plant to be able to take sewage into the plant itself at the rates determined by its design. And secondly, the catastrophic damage has affected the capacity of the plant to pump effectively sewage treated into the ocean. There are three essential areas that are affecting the plant, and the three areas point to significant changes in the design of the plant in regards to taking in sewage and pushing out treated sewage. What we think has happened is that over time, the infrastructure that has supported a lot of the manholes, which I think there are 880 of them, and then there is in particular a 1 mile stretch of a 5-foot diameter concrete filled tube within which you have placed 4 inches to 6 inches apart what the engineers will call a force main that is under pressure from the plant, where that main, using the effluent pumps, would pump the treated sewage out to the outfall. We also know that that 5-foot diameter tube, that the infrastructure that supports that tube, it is reasonable to conclude, based on the fact that we have evidence via investigations that there's a breach in that tube. That breach, therefore, would have most likely come about as a result of a shift in the 5-foot diameter tube itself, so that the underlying infrastructure might have moved, therefore causing a breakage of that structure. In addition to this, we also have a break within what we call the carrier line. The carrier line is essentially a gravity-fed line that brings the sewage from all the connections via your manhole systems back to the plant. There's also obstruction in the line within the same area that we have identified the breach that I just spoke to on the force main. In addition to this, there would also be breaches within the carrier line system.
Dr. Eswick also announced that in order to rectify the problem, 2 bypass systems will be installed and injection wells drilled.
The objective, therefore, will be to define then these 3 critical challenges. And these are obstructions on the carrier line, gravity fed line. And again, this is the line bringing sewage from all the connections to the plant. Breaks in that line, as well as infiltration of water coming from the bottom into that line. 2, rupture of the force main line, which carries sewage on pump from the effluent pumps out to the outfall. And 3, the impact of that is recirculation of sewage that should be pumped out to the ocean, circulating back inside the carrier line and backing up behind the block areas, coming out therefore through the manholes or circulating back to the plant. The 3 proposed solutions, the injection wells and the 2 bypass systems, and the injection wells with pre-treatment, we think are the best options that we have available. I think that we have moved to Cabinet requesting certain funding, and we have had some assurances of funding via the Latin American Development Bank, or CAF. And we are hoping to be able to mobilize those funds very shortly, and so that we can start effecting the work that we have just outlined to be done. In fact, I am being informed that the borehole and geological testing of the wells, the injection wells, has started and is ongoing. And so what we are saying to you that we are doing, as we think this is the best way forward.
Minister Eswick also addressed the issue of the island's potable water.
Our potable water system and our sewage systems are distinct, and they are separate, and therefore the breaches that occur within that distribution system of the sewage treatment plant does not in any way affect our potable water systems.
The minister warned individuals that dumping foreign objects into sewers will cause blockages.
And we have a 6-inch pump that is working now in the area where the obstruction is occurring. And I think that we have had a 10-inch pump there working. The 6-inch pump is not as effective as the 10, so there are times when you still see a little bit of leakage from the manholes. We have ordered an additional 10-inch pump, and we are having the 10-inch pump that was there repaired. For the period of time when there was no sewage at all on the streets, it was simply because the 10-inch pump was working well. And the 10-inch pump was destroyed largely because Barbadians need to understand you do not put a towel that you bathe with down in the sewage. You don't put a face towel or hand towel in the sewage. How are we getting there? Furthermore, I have seen with my own 2 big eyes packaging materials for our bacon and ham in sewage. How are we getting there? We better understand what's going on in Barbados here. So either there are illicit connections, and if the illicit connections, I can tell the general manager or the responsible for the Barbados Water Authority and his manager responsible for the wastewater, prosecute those people who have illegal connections and doing foolishness. Because there's no way that a whole face towel, hand towel, diapers, and so on can be flushed down a toilet. They are being put down in the sewage system in some form or fashion, and I ain't standing for that rubbish.
The South Coast Sewerage system is managed by the Barbados Water Authority. Its engineers are responsible for maintaining the system. Recently, the Barbados Government Information Service spoke with Director of Engineering at the BWA, Charles Leslie, who gave us an update on the proposed injection wells to assist in alleviating the sewage problem.
What we have done 3 initial boreholes, 6 inches in diameter, and they've gone as far down as 300 feet, just to give us an idea of the geology of the area. What that will enable us to do now is to be able to establish at what depth we should do the actual injection of the wastewater. We're going to widen each of those boreholes using a 20-inch bit and install a casing, a 17-inch casing approximately. And that casing, we'll take it down to approximately 150 feet down. And what we will do then is to use that depth to begin to inject the wastewater. What you would have also noticed as you were entering the plant, we have started to do the trenching to install the header pipes for that well field. So once this is completed, once the first one is completed, what we will do is to do some testing, some dye testing. We'll do some injection of dyes. And that will allow us then to know exactly in which direction the flows will be going. And that's basically to just confirm and to give the agencies like EPD, Ministry of Health, some comfort as to which direction the flows will be going. Once that dye testing is completed, we will then attempt to do some repairs of the force main and the sanitary main on Highway 7. We cannot do that. We could not have done that before because we needed somewhere to divert the waste.
It is estimated that this undertaking will cost approximately 12 million Barbados dollars, and Cabinet has sought assistance from a number of key lending institutions in order to complete remedial work and ensure the problem is rectified. As work continues on the South Coast system, Minister Eswick and other government officials will provide updates on the situation as warranted.